so excited to dive into your site because I realized I actually haven't looked at it in a while. And I know you've been working really hard on it. You've got a lot of different stuff that you are trying to all bring together with your name change and everything. So I have been kind of clicking around, looking at all your different stuff, and super excited to dive into it. So where I actually want to start is telling you what I really love about this, because I know you've changed a lot of stuff and you're in the works of getting this website kind of brought together. So I want to start there. I love the colors, actually. I really, really love them. I think they're super fun, and I think it fits together really well with the entire theme. And it actually fits together really well with your logo as well. And I saw that you're considering changing your logo, or you're in the process of looking at getting a new one. So that's super exciting, but I do think that this logo is really cute as well. Okay, I think it's great that you have this banner up here talking about your name change. Definitely leave that there. It's great that you have this here, the sign up that goes to this to see your email sign up here. That's super great that you're working on a list and all of that. So that's really good. Not sure why my video is kind of like popping in and out, but it's just doing our best here. Okay, so colors are awesome. Love that. I kind of went through and opened up all of the different links that you sent me, and I wanted to actually start with talking about your name change for a second. I know you are in a process with this, but there's a couple things that I noticed. So you have everything, all the wording and stuff rebranded to Gringo Language Academy, which is awesome. However, you still have your URL as Tres Rios Spanish. I assume you're probably working on that, getting the new domain name for Gringo Language Academy, because you do want that to match, because that's going to really help you with your SEO and stuff. I'm sure Sam has talked to you about this. On the topic of SEO, when I search for Spanish lessons in Bend, Oregon, I don't see you come up. I see a lot of other places. And that's probably also because you are in the process of this name change and the new website and everything, and you just might not be ranking yet. But yeah, we're down to third page here, and I still don't see you. But I know you're working on that, and your rankings are going to get up, and you're going to be on that first page, and it's going to be amazing. So that's something definitely to keep working on. Also on that note, if I search Go Gringo Lingo, which I know is one of the little handles you're going by, nothing comes up for that either. Let's try Tres Rios Academy. Or, oh, that's somewhere in, okay, there you are. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely still indexed under your old name. So you're going to want to change that up because you want to have your little pop up here, right? So for instance, Bend Language Institute over here, they have their little pop up. And if you get this Google business profile, fill all this out, you can use your branding photos for that. It's going to help your SEO so much. So if you don't have a Google business profile for your business, set that up first thing. I'm sure that's something that Sam has talked to you about as well, your website person. So get working on that because it's really, really going to help you with your rankings once you get all of your things matching here, because Google does look at what's matching and what's inconsistent. So that would be my number one tip to you right now before even focusing on like website design and marketing, all these things. Get all this stuff matching, get a Google My Business profile up and get that out there and correct. And even if you don't have obviously like a physical location, you still want to make a profile because it signals Google looks at that for information, and you can mark it as an area and not as an actual address, and that's going to really help you with your rankings. So let's pop back to your website now. Okay, this is your email sign up, which is awesome. Good job. I'm going to close out of this because we don't need that anymore. Let's look here. I did want to mention, oh, I don't know where my camera went. Hopefully you can still hear me. I did want to mention that I love this. I actually really, really love how this all works together with the cards in the background. I don't know if this is something you just made like on the fly, but I actually really like that. I think that's really cool. I love the colors. I think it's really cool to, sometimes you'll find something, you'll find a picture or a graphic or a piece of art or something and be like, oh my gosh, this is actually exactly what I want. for my colors. So that's really awesome. Okay, looking good here on your Facebook. You've got an active Facebook, you're posting actively, you've got featured posts, you're sharing your reels, all great stuff here. Honestly, not a ton of feedback for the Facebook page because it looks active. The main thing is Google also does look at things like Facebook and your Instagram, and it pulls information from these public sourced places as well for things like reviews, addresses, stuff like that. So you just want to make sure that your information is consistent, right? Like you don't want to have a different email on your Facebook than you have on your website, or a different number than you have on your Google profile, or a different website situation. So just make sure all of that matches and that you're good to go. So I'm seeing here, it looks like you have a redirect set up, which is awesome. Your redirect should probably eventually go the other way around. So that way, instead of the Gringo Lingo redirecting to Tres Rios, the Tres Rios Spanish.com redirects to Go Gringo Lingo or Gringo Language Academy or whatever it is. So that way it all matches and people start getting familiar with that new domain name there. So yeah, do go ahead and get those redirects fixed at some point because you're going to want to make sure that all matches. Okay, cool. Looking good for Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. Just having an active Facebook is really great. Looks good. Just do go through and make sure all of this matches like correct information. Okay. While we're on our social media, let's pop on over to LinkedIn. This is your business page here. Awesome. You have everything updated. Same thing here. You want to make sure that all of this matches. And then I know that you have a personal LinkedIn account as well. Let me find you. I personally find that I get more engagement with my personal profile than I do with my business profile on LinkedIn. Kind of same rules apply on Facebook, but obviously Facebook is like a mixture of personal and business, depends on how you use Facebook. So definitely be sharing posts to your LinkedIn as well, which I see your posts all the time. Your LinkedIn is honestly great. You've got one of your new headshots up there. It looks amazing. I love all this. You've got your bio, you've got your activity up here. You could put some featured posts up here if you want to. You can feature posts on your LinkedIn the same way that you can on Facebook. So that's really important. Make sure that you have links in here to your website. Oh, you do. You've got that one there. Perfect. Awesome. But you do a good job with LinkedIn with engaging and postings. So doing great here. Let's get out of that. Okay. And then Instagram. Let me see if I can turn my video back on. I'm not sure what's happened here. Not sure. Okay, well, you just get to look at my picture. Okay, Instagram. I know you love Instagram. Couple things here. So yeah, it looks like you have your correct website link in here. Follow link. Yeah, it's just redirecting back to that Trace Rio Spanish. Something you can do with Instagram, which I've started doing, which is very helpful, is Instagram now allows you to put more than one link here. You can do a fancy sort of link in bio thing if you would like, or you can just put links in here, multiple links. So you can put, I believe it's up to 5 different links in here. So that way when somebody comes to your profile, they can click on this and see a few different options of places they can go and things they can do. So I'll show you an example of that on mine here. So if you go to my profile here, you can see I have 4 links right now. So if you put different things in here, you can put little photos for them and link to different things. So right now I have a link to my current lead magnet, contact page, a new video, and our website. So go ahead and do that in your profile because I do find that people really like that, because then you can immediately send people to different places. So you can put your website in there, you can put your direct booking link in there, you could put maybe like a YouTube video, or if there's anything that you want to feature specifically right there. I try to change out the things I'm featuring a little bit. I don't know, maybe like once a month at least. So I can do that. And then the other thing that's good to do here is your in your bio, you do have some more room here. So you can put a little call to action in here. It's good to put a call to action in your Instagram bio. And you can say like, oh, reach out today for your free call, or, subscribe or sign up for our free guide about blah, 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 or click below to watch our video. So make sure you always have like a call to action there, because people do like that, and it does kind of compel them to click on here. So I see that you have your logo on here, which is great. The other thing I would recommend you do with your Instagram is take advantage of the pinned post feature, because that will help when new people come to your page. They'll be able to see right away what is happening and what is going on. So let me just show you mine real quick. So right now in mine, I have a photo of myself pinned, and then I have my current promo pinned, and then right here I just have some client wall art because I'm trying to do a little more wall art, and it's just something I want people to get more used to seeing right now. Um, so putting a featured little set here is really important. You can feature on your reels as well. So I have some pinned reels here that I would like people to kind of like new things or things that are important that I would like people to look at first. So go ahead and do that, because it does kind of show people right away what you are when they come to your profile. So for you, let's go back. Definitely a photo of yourself up here. And then if you have a picture, let me just go back here. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, like something like an upcoming event, right? Like, so if I know this is an event that's past, but you could pin this, pin a photo of yourself, and then maybe pin one of your posts that got a lot of engagement too, if you're looking for something else. Popular posts that people responded really well to, or that was really interesting to people, something you want to feature for sure. So go ahead and do those 10 things. That'll really help you. Definitely start posting some of your branding photos. And then I know you had a question about posting personal things versus professional things. I personally think that it's really great to post personal things, especially for businesses like yours, because you're not necessarily concerned about client features and things like that. Also, please ignore my cat screaming in the background. So continuing to post personal stuff, I think, is really great because it is all on theme, right? Like you can tell that you are really passionate about the culture and the language and the food and all the different, colors and things. I think this is all great. You just want to make sure it's a mixture, right? So posting photos of yourself is great. You're actually killing it with that. A lot of people have the opposite problem where they're only posting like pictures like this and no photos of themselves at all. So doing good there. I would just encourage you to share or fix this up here and maybe share just a little bit more of a mixture of some professional photos in there as well. Okay, so let's pop out of the Instagram and then let's go look at the main deal here. Last thing I want to mention before we dive into website is that I could not, for the life of me, find you on YouTube. I know you mentioned you have a YouTube, but I could not find it. I was searching all of your names. Nothing was coming up. And then the YouTube is not linked in here that I could find. You've got all of your little icons down here. So definitely go ahead and at least link your YouTube in here, or see if you can, again, like make sure that you are using the correct names everywhere, like your main name that you want to go with, so that everything matches, because I cannot find your YouTube. Okay, let's close out of this stuff and let's go look at your website. Let's get out of all of this business here. Okay, so here's the beautiful photos that we took for you in your headshot session. And then obviously you have another branding shoot coming up where we're going to do a little bit more than this. Do some more stuff outside, a little bit more lifestyle interaction type stuff. But I do want to see you using these on your site because I don't see them in here. For instance, let me go to your about page here. I was looking at this earlier. Okay. So on your about page, you've got all this great information and all of this stuff here, but You only have this kind of like candid photo of yourself hiking, which is really great. But I do think that you should put this plus one of the professional photos of yourself here. And I would recommend using one of these fun ones because it's your about page. And I honestly, my opinion for businesses like yours on your about page, use the fun one. Use the one that shows your personality. So I would do one of these ones with the yellow background, maybe this one or this one here on your about page. And then that's going to really help people be able to come here and see, oops, that's your home page. You're about. Here we go. See who you are. The other thing I would recommend is that this is great. It's time to love the way you learn. It's great to have this here. It's great to have that little call to action. I would actually switch this up and leave all this here, but then put yourself, your photos, and your little bio about yourself first. And then people can look at that, and then they can scroll down and learn about our approach to language learning, team. You can add your husband in there, and students. And that way people can see you, see your face, and then they can scroll down and learn more about the different things that you've got going on here. So that's what I would do. That's what I would recommend for your about page, because people do go to your about page because they want to learn about you. I also think that you could put a little bit more about yourself in here. You've got a little bit here, I see, about your dogs, which is super cute. But maybe put a little story about, like, what was it that made you want to do this? What made you want to start this business? What inspired you to start teaching Spanish to others? And put just a little bit more in there about you, and maybe also about what's different about the way that you teach. So I know you've got our approach down here where you really go into it, but you can take this and pick out a sentence or two, just to kind of talk about, like, basically like a condensed version of this. If you wanted to, you could just copy paste this into like a chat GPT and be like, hey, give me a 3-sentence summary of this that I can put in with my bio. So that way people can have a quick glance, quick read, and then they come down here and read the full thing and more. So about us, about you, those pages tend to be pretty highly visited on websites. So I do recommend that for sure. Okay, a couple other things here that are good. I see that you have your contact up here. You've done a good job of putting different call to actions throughout your site, which is really great. Call, email, or click to book. So you've got an off website meeting booked here, or a meeting thing. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is kind of like a Calendly. Something that might be cool to do is to see if you can embed this into your site. So that way people can book right on your site without having to click off into another tab. See if you're able to do that. I know you can do that on Calendly, but I'm not sure if you can do it with this program that you're using, but that just makes it a little bit more seamless for people to be able to book a call really quickly. Frequently asked questions, great. I did have questions about this down here. I know you're located in Sun River, so I assume that you're just putting pictures of Sun River to have pictures of Sun River. I think you could probably do without this, just because it's kind of random. Or you could move this to about, actually, and say, like, oh, we're located in beautiful Sun River, da da da. But if you were to get somebody who is new to the area or something and they're not familiar with Sun River, they might just be like, why does she have these random landscape photos here on her contact page? So the thing with contact pages is you want it to be simple. You do not want it to be distracting. You want people to go, you want them to contact you. You don't want them to be like, oh, click, 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 and like get distracted. So you could even take this frequently asked questions section and put this on a different page as well. Make a little FAQ, maybe a little drop down or something underneath about, and spread those FAQs throughout your site too, like, so that people can kind of see answers to their questions as they're scrolling. So yeah, the more I'm looking at this, I would maybe recommend putting this on a different page, really simplify your contact page. So that way when people go there, they're like, okay, I'm contacting her. Here's how I'm contacting. And they're not distracted by like other things to click on, because people have shiny object syndrome. Okay, you have a search, which is great. Classes and events. Amazing. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, cool. Okay, I see you have your schedule in here. That's cool. What is this? What happens if I click on something? Oh, it's like a Google Calendar plugin. Huh, that's kind of cool. How does this work? Do people sign up for these? Or is this just so people can see the schedule? I love all the little chili peppers. Very cute. Okay. Yeah, maybe, let's see, schedule your Gringo glow up. What does this go to? Oh, this goes to your call booking as well. Okay, cool. Something that might be cool for you is to install a tracker on your site so that you can see what people are doing. Definitely talk to your website person about this if you have questions. But there's something there's a few different options, but there's something you can install called Hotjar. And essentially what it does is it takes a screen recording just like this, and it shows in real time the person that has landed on your site and where they're clicking. And I don't have it on my site right now, but I have put it on and off a couple times in the past just to kind of like see people's click patterns. And what happens is you just are watching a silent recording of somebody's little arrow going click, 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 and you can tell where people are getting lost. You can tell where people are getting confused. Like if somebody starts like clicking on something over and over, or they're like, going back and forth because they're looking for something. It's a really great way to kind of step outside of your own perception of your website and be able to watch other people interact with it. So that way you can see what is confusing them, which pages people are spending a lot of time sitting and reading on, things like that. So yeah, Hotjar might be a good thing for you. I can send you a separate email about that, and then definitely talk to your website person about that as well. So, okay, classes is great. You've got some things in here. I know you're still working on this. And then maybe something too, because I think let's go look at plans really quick. People definitely want to know like what the pricing is, right? Okay, so plans start for $79, limited access to classes, coding corner, da, da, da. Okay, so this is great that you have everything all lined out like this. Small group, one-on-one, travel page. Ooh, what have we here? Okay. Oh, it looks like you're still working on the travel page. Okay, cool. All right. Let's go back to plans. Let me look at this again here. Up. Start for only 79. Okay, so does this mean that your first month is 79 and then your following months are 179? I might clarify that out just a little bit here for people who are confused about that. So good start here. I would just say maybe clarify things out a little bit more about how the pricing works, because people are always just kind of like wanting to see at least starting pricing for things. So yeah, I would go ahead and do that. Okay, let's go back to your homepage. Homepage is the most important page. Something that I would recommend you do is I like all these little pictures up here on your banner, but I would change them to something a little more like less stock photo-y, if that makes sense. So like this selfie of yourself, maybe change that out to one of your fun images here. Something that would be cute would be you could do a little grid and be like, oh, here's the Spanish rice. Here's a photo of me. Oh, here's like the picture of the tile. Here's a photo of me. Oh, here, and like kind of go switch it back and forth so that people can see you, but they can also see, oops, I went out of your photos. But the yellow ones I think fit really well. I would stick some of the yellow ones in there in lieu of the selfie. Okay, and same thing here. I think this is great because it's showing a Zoom learning environment. But once we do your branding shoot that's coming up, it would be awesome to just have a big banner photo of like you here in person chatting with students, all enjoying like some food or a drink together, like something like that would be really cool so that people could see that social aspect of it. And then you can obviously do screenshots of some Zoom stuff too, but I would just love to see like an amazing photo of you with clients here so that people can see right away, like, oh, this is like a group learning environment um, where I can come and have a great time and have a margarita and some chips. Who doesn't want that? And learn how to speak Spanish. Um, okay, this is great. I'll definitely replace this with one of your branding photos as well, something where we can see your whole face and you're not cut off here. Um, the thing for you is I think because you love travel so much and you have so many fun photos, you want to definitely keep some of those travel photos in there. Like you do want to keep some of these photos of yourself, like interacting with clients and traveling around in here. But I would put that kind of as like a secondary focus, I guess you could say, because that's going to add some credibility for you for sure to be like, oh, she travels and she has gone to these countries where they speak Spanish and therefore she is good with conversational Spanish and all these different things. But I would put that as kind of like a secondary focus and put like your better branding images up here as your primary focus. Okay, I love that you have your services lined out here. That's really great. I love that you've got the kind of simple 1, 2, 3 situation going on. I would love to see you in a lot of the photos on your homepage. So this is another great spot where eventually you could put a photo of yourself teaching a class or maybe even interacting with student one-on-one. Something that I really recommend to people is to look at your services, right? Like, what are we doing? We have small group classes, we have coaching, we have conversations. How can we represent this in images? So small group classes, we can do something fun outdoors. It doesn't have to be in like a collegey looking environment unless that's something you really like and you want to feature. One-on-one could definitely be a photo of you with a person speaking or even a video of you with a person speaking. And then real conversations, I think something here too that does show you with at least a couple other students in here so that people can see exactly what it is you're offering. Because that's kind of what happens. People come to a site and they're like, what is this? You know, like, what is this person doing? Like, how can I discover what they have to offer right away? And the photos are a really good way to help with that so that people can be like, oh, she does this, 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 and then they'll kind of come down and they'll read more. Sometimes people will read. So if you have any client testimonials, that is one thing I noticed is not on your site at all. Any of your students that you've worked with, reach out to them and say, hey, I'm trying to like up level my site. I'm trying to, get more clients, obviously, and see if they can write you. It doesn't have to be a long thing, just a few sentences of how you helped them with learning Spanish, their conversational Spanish, how they felt more confident after working with you. You can even provide people, I do this and it really helps, but I provide people with kind of prompts because, you want a review that is helpful. You don't want someone to just be like, oh yeah, Jennifer was great and she was cool and I had a great time. You want people to say, hey, she really helped me learn, you know, how to interact in a conversational environment in this specific way, or she helped me with an issue I was having about, how grammar structure or whatever it is. So maybe provide some prompts to people, specific questions that they can answer in the review, and that'll give you some really good reviews. I think it would be helpful for you to have testimonials on here from past students that talk about why it was helpful to work with you and how it helped them in their Spanish language journey. Okay, so let's wrap up just a little bit. I know I'm throwing a lot at you. Hopefully all of this is helpful for you. Again, I think this is an awesome start. And the thing with websites too is all of us just want to have a perfect website up and going, and it can be hard to kind of be along for the journey, right? Like if you're a perfectionist like me, you want everything to be perfect right away, but it really is a process of continuous refinement, you know? Where you make a website and you're like, okay, this is good. And you come back the next month and you're like, all right, let me tweak this, see what's working, see what's not. One more thing I've just noticed. Up here you have Gringo Language Academy, which is really great. I would actually switch this. I would say Gringo Language Academy when learning Spanish finally clicks, and switch this out because that's right away like, okay, Language Academy, we're learning Spanish. we got it. And then down here, you can leave your hablo más strego menos because that's kind of cute. And then you can put this type of wording down here. I would do that because it's a really nice, clear, like, oh, this is what it is right away. And now we understand we're learning Spanish here. Okay, I have a little list in the background here that I'm looking at to make sure that I haven't forgotten to tell you anything. Da, da, da. You've got a little problem solving section here, which is really great. Something that is helpful, obviously, put a couple client testimonials in here. And then a couple FAQs too. So come back to your FAQs that you got over here. And something that is helpful that I've learned is if you sprinkle your FAQs and your testimonials like throughout your site, people are kind of like more likely to pay attention to them. So, these FAQs are pretty simple. Stuff like this is great on an FAQs page. But let me go back to home here. You could put some FAQs on here that are like, oh, I'm trying to think of an example here. Maybe something that speaks to how this is different than traditional classes. Like why should somebody work with you instead of just like going to the community college and taking a Spanish class? Stuff like that that's going to help people understand the edge that you have. Obviously, I think some video would be really helpful for you too at some point, even if it's just content type video, where it's just kind of like scrolling images of you, like chatting with clients, things like that. That would be kind of fun and dynamic on here. And then you could plug in your Instagram somewhere here too, because that's a great way to get people to kind of follow you. If you have a teeny little thing down here, people don't always click on it, but either in your about or something here, or even in your contact kind of down at the bottom, you could put your Instagram feed in here, and that way people can click on it, be directed to your Instagram. They can watch all your fun little videos you have of yourself on there, and that's a way to like integrate your video and content into your site without, spending time and money doing a whole big huge thing. So, oh, there's your photos. I thought I'd close them. Okay, I know that was a lot. Please let me know if you have questions. I'm obsessed with websites and all of this stuff, so I could sit here for like an hour and talk to you about all of these different things. But I hope that gives you a great start. Some different things to kind of work on. Please let me know if you have questions. I'm going to send you my new resource about how to use your branding photos. And even though you only have your extended headshot session here, this is such a great start for you. And I know you're already using these on your LinkedIn and stuff. Good job. But definitely want to see these come up on your website as well.